It's a cloudy afternoon on December 10th, 2023, and we're on the Union Pacific West Metro line at Oak Park, Illinois. Today, we're taking a quick ride into downtown Chicago to the Ogilvy Transportation Center on an inbound Metra scoot. Metra has a variety of different rolling stock available for riding on its various lines. Today, we'll be riding on a former Rock Island Pullman car, which is very similar to the Chicago Northwestern cars that once roamed this line. As the train comes to a stop, we'll board and listen to the classic door closing chime of Metra.
Caution, the doors are about to close.
Once on board, we would climb to the second floor of the gallery car and look for a seat. The gallery cars were originally built for the Chicago Northwestern's commuter services as a way to increase capacity. They have traditional 2x2 seating in the lower level and 1x1 seating in the upper level. This effectively added 50% extra capacity to a rail car. Unfortunately for us, the window in our seat was very fogged, so we would quickly move down to a better window. Now in the lower level of the car, we have a much clearer view. Here we took a look at the seat and how much room I have to spread out. We also take a general look around my area, which does not have much in terms of accommodations. That being said, this is just an old commuter car meant to get people to and from downtown Chicago, so the lack of accommodations is understood. As we roll past the M19A diesel shops, let's take a quick look at our short ride into downtown Chicago. On today's midday inbound, will be the last stop before the Ogilvy Transportation Center. We'll be riding the train a total of 8.5 miles from the Oak Park station to the Transportation Center. According to the Metra timetable, this is scheduled to take 22 minutes. Because this is a weekend service, we are skipping over the Kedzie stop. As we pass the coach yard, we get a view of two of this car's sister Pullmans that are in much worse condition. Unfortunately, these two cars have been tagged and are in very poor condition overall. Behind them, we can see more modern stainless steel cars that are waiting their next assignment. Today, we're riding in car number 7882, built for the Rock Island in 1970. This car was originally built as Rock Island 116 and is actually one of the newest Pullman cars in Metra's fleet. These cars are more than 50 years old and thus have some quirks. The windows are extremely small for any passenger car, and modern Metra cars have windows that are nearly twice the size. Additionally, none of the remaining Pullman cars are restroom equipped, so if you need to use the restroom on your trip, you'll have to move cars. As we pull into the Ogilvy Transportation Center, we can reflect on what these cars mean to not only Metra, but the city of Chicago. The Chicago Northwestern gallery cars were a revolutionary design that helped change commuting in the Chicago area. The design was so important that it was adapted by other railroads and even became an international staple being used in Canada and other parts of the United States. To this day, some of the oldest cars operating on Metra and other commuter agencies are gallery cars, which just shows how important and the longevity that these cars have had. The amazing part about the Pullman cars is that they still have life. Metra has recently started rebuilding some of the gallery cars into bike cars, which can be seen on various lines throughout the system, including lines that they never would have run on before. Pulling into the train shed at Ogilvy, we pass by train sets that are either laying over or being readied for afternoon departures out of town. After just over 20 minutes of riding, we would come to a final stop at the bumping post of Track 2 of the Ogilvy Transportation Center. With the car emptied out, we get a much better view of the lower level as well as the gallery level of this Pullman. Above my head, we can see the small luggage rack that is somewhat useful for the upper level passengers. Exiting the car, we can see that some seats have been flipped in either direction. That is a nice feature of these commuter seats. You can either have a two-seat arrangement or a two-facing arrangement so 4 people can sit together. Stepping off the train and down the stairs, we get a view of a sister Pullman car on track 1 just to the west. These cars are wearing what is considered to be the newest Metra Pullman paint scheme, other than a small handful that were painted doing an atrocious adaptation of the locomotive paint scheme, and of course the bike cars. As we wrap up this trip, we take one last look at the 7882, our ride into the city. We really enjoyed riding in this vintage Pullman car and hope that you enjoyed our trip report as well. If you liked this video, do not forget to subscribe for future rail fanning and trip report videos. Thanks for watching.